two that give us a lot of confidence about them.
I'll tell you what, one of the most interesting things I heard from the players just before this game went live in those little pieces was Device, and it's time for Device 3.0. He's been Deva, he's been Device, and now he's got to reinvent himself again, and saying he's gonna bring a new style of opping. So look, I'm gonna wait and see the results of that, but just as a general concept, I would love to see Device get back to his peak, get back closer to where he was. Nuke is going to be the map in this best of one to kick off stage 2 at the Budapest Major by StarLadder. Astralis on the CT side, NiP going to attack into them with Snappy at the helm.
Quickly, outside is Wrinkle. P250 just edging ever closer towards red. They've got that main waterfall smoke already dropped as Hooksy's going to retreat into the lockers. And he manages to pick up the first information, but Kaspersky with the first kill. Starting off stage 2 as he finished off.
Yeah, it gives yourself a lot of room as well. Hooksy brought low. Look at the way the defense has to back off. They can no longer fight and contend for control of the ladder. They know the boost up, the jump up, the wrap up towards heaven is widely available over to NiP.
Awkward fight here. Eventually, Stev going to come out on top of it. Kaspersky going down, and we've now got Udrex just waiting at heaven, but it's Yabi's fight that could have gone the right way. And Astralis have to drop back. Shu's going to push into the lobby, spotting that Hooksy push forward. And he's not going to be able to stop him as Hooksy swings in for an essential headshot. The bomb may be down for NiP, but so are all their players. It is Udrex left at the back of the site. Nothing he can do against Astralis.
Oh, okay. Well, you want to talk about getting some confidence beneath you. That's the kind of round that does it. Spectacular shooting. And for the other side of the coin, it's NiP looking forlorn. They had that round one. They had all the great positions and just some fantastic USP work from Astralis. Hooksy with the run and gun as well, 7 HP, knows he can't take a bullet, big risk, but all of his teammates back up with immediate headshots as well.
Yeah, that's the one from Hooksy. Looks very stylish, looks like he should have gone down easily there. And we're talking about this Astralis, we got very excited when Hooksy first joined. They were making finals, they were making playoffs of events. Ever since Cologne, it's been very up and down from Astralis. Obviously having to bring Magis back into the team, but you know, coming to a major with Magis, it's got to feel pretty good in terms of his experience and success at these events.
Oh, absolutely. Going to be a reliable piece. Kaspersky swinging wide, taking another player down low right at the gate. That's Hooksy once again playing with low HP. A lot of pressure for this second round investment.
Yeah, that's
good kill.
Yeah, but unfortunate that for Hooksy, he didn't have his gun out, not ready for Kaspersky, who has 2 opening kills in 2 rounds here on Nuke. Device and Magis coming back on top, but again, these fights are back and forth. We've got a 2v2 off of that shot from Yabi.
I'm assuming there's a massively mistake there with the missed smoke. I mean, now you're trying to cross over. Yeah, so that's a huge benefit for Astralis to be able to bring this back after Kaspersky takes so much space, and Wrinkle's going to continue.
Yeah, good work from Wrinkle. That's going to be Yabi out of there. Device must clutch up now with the rifle. He's got a minute to do it against Wrinkle and Kaspersky. The bomb is towards Device, so he knows they have to come to him. The bomb's been picked up, and Device will clean up on the double.
There he is, Device 3.0, big 1v2 clutch right out of the gate. Yeah, this time with the rifle. Lovely work. That's a big save for Device, and that's the kind of stuff you need out of him. While we've seen kind of, a few quiet performances from Device, not having the impact we're used to, having him be a player who can step up in those clutches is going to be massive for this team moving forward. And obviously a lovely thing to establish early control in this best of one. Kaspersky is given the Hero AK-47 based off the production he's been able to get NiP throughout stage 1, and obviously in that previous round with the Galil as well.
At least have a shot at this round for NiP. But Astralis, in terms of the fact we were talking about, Nuke can be a comfortable map for them sometimes. We've seen good glimpses of them over the last couple of weeks. Getting a 3-0 start on the CT side of Nuke has got to feel very good. You've taken away those easier buffer rounds from your opponent.
Yeah, the only problem they're facing right now is because that second round was so expensive, like it doesn't matter because it was the full investment from NiP, but you want to build some money here in this round. You don't want to lose a whole lot of players. So great start from Device, picking the Hero AK out of the sky on top of Red Box. Nade should do some beefy damage.
This Device outside actually loses against Wrinkle. That's 3 rounds in a row. He's had the opening kill, Jason. We've got Hooksy now coming out through stairs. Wrinkle's head up on top, and Kaspersky gone. Wrinkle going to be falling, and NiP starting to crumble away.
Yeah, it needs to be clean here, though, from Astralis. No more losing anyone. Snappy's Glock can't get the job done. AK-47 can't be recovered, so he'll go down, and Astralis will get out of this with what appears to be 4 players alive, but it's getting sketchy.
Yeah. Even though the rifle comes in for Wrinkle for that 1 kill, not going to be enough to feel too comfortable about anything there that round. So Astralis 3-0 in the lead. We'll get into the gun rounds now.
And how's Snappy going to open this one up? How's he going to call this first round? Does he want to do something a little bit more slow, a little bit more default, see if they can establish some outside presence, some yard control? Or do you want to try and catch him with a surprise and hit some kind of a pop on a timing, either towards ramp, towards the upper bomb site?
Well, Snappy's got attack 9. What I meant in the last round is obviously NiP getting the opening kill in every round so far, but still haven't been able to convert any of them. Let's see if go a long way in the first gun rounds here. We've got the outside push coming through. Device trying to peer over the top. And look at Kaspersky, another opening kill for NiP. This time, they've got to try and play forward with it. A 4v5, Device not ready for that kind of play forward.
Yeah, Kaspersky's pacing outside to start this half has been incredibly quick and incredibly aggressive. They heard all the footsteps traversing in towards Secret. Magisk was desperately trying to find the vent, but I think missing it inside the smoke, he doesn't feel like he has the timing to drop down, so it is only going to be the one player down low, and that'll be Stair. Dest touched on him a lot as the rock of this team.
Dude, look at this.
Nice, easy equalizer found by Hooksy, but now all attention on Stair.
Ujark's coming out through the single door down on B. Stair can realize they're swarming the site. Isolates the fight against Ujark's. Now they know exactly where he is. Well, let's see if Stair can do anything about this. His teammates gone. NiP fall to a 3v4, but that bomb at least planted. Can they close in a numbers deficit scenario in this post plant? Astralis starting to creep back now. Getting closer and closer to Wrinkle. Yabby's going to clear him out towards the back of the bomb site. That's Wrinkle gone. Stair still waiting where he has been this whole round long. And another kill for Stair. It's just Shush, and he's nowhere near the site. He can't stop this defuse from happening. It'll be 4 rounds in a row from Astralis. And this is starting to get very frustrating for NiP.
Yeah, you're right. A lot of opening kills for NiP and not a whole lot of conversions. So really, really rough. Stair with the single kill over towards control side. It puts NiP into a bit of a hole once the bomb gets planted. They actually don't have anyone who can address the situation. The bomb planter can't escape to come help deal with this. Tech 9 only on Hooksy over in Vent, so there was no one available to come attack this kill early and trade it out to gain that piece of map for the post plant. And a first timeout used by NiP in a 0-4 hold to talk things over. Bomb plant's going to help. Losing bonus building up is going to help. And we're looking towards another investment. Rug on the side of Astralis, been there for a minute, just brings Magis back into the team when they needed an extra player, and a lot of experience, a lot of major experience as well. Brought in from Magis, joined up with his old-time teammate and Device. So Astralis trying to rekindle some of the old magic as they've returned to the majors for the first time in about 3 years.
Early deep utility cast towards Ujark's. Here goes the push from Yabby. Some aggression towards Decon, and another opening for NiP, this time found by Shush.
Well, surely you convert this one. Surely this is the one NiP think. With the man advantage, with the slow pace, we can actually work the map now. There's going to be gaps in the defense.
You see Yappy very confident, 6-2 start, going for that aggressive play through the D-gun door.
Trying to throw, yeah, he's trying to make a play and throw an X factor into it, right? Put that fear in them that they're going to be willing to be aggressive and up in your face, and obviously it hasn't panned out here in round 5. Now the smoke wall comes up. This one will connect. Hooksy going to be waiting inside Con.
Look at this slow creep. NiP with under a minute left, starting to arrive towards Secret now.
No one's
Kaspersky, Wrinkle, and now Snappy joining them.
And no one's dropped down lower. There's been no sound cues this time on the cross. Astralis, I think, calling a bluff a little bit. They're going to start clearing out lobby, it appears, on the mini-map. Hooksy drops in towards Vents, and he does get here in time, but I wonder if they heard that.
Well, he'll definitely be selling his position out now. And that grenade landing towards him. He softened him up, goes back into the site, but loses the duel against the double doors. This Device with at least one here for Astralis, but that bomb is now planted. And for once, it's NiP with a strong advantage on the lower bomb site once that plant comes through.
Yeah, Astralis, I mean, they're too textbook to even attempt and even think about going for this, not even flirting with the idea of grabbing a kill and seeing if it's possible. So NiP do get on the board for the first time on this T-side nuke. And I imagine that's a similar style to what we're going to see from NiP in the next few rounds as well. The slower pacing that they pull off, obviously the benefit of Yabby's push gives them an opening kill, but you've been able to find that a number of times already. I think now, instead of keeping the pace cranked up after an opening kill, we'll see NiP slow it down and play a more tactical round.
Still got that AWP out for Device. We've seen earlier in the half in that first gun round, we've seen Device, going for more of a boost play, trying to see over the smokes. That was his attempt to get an opening. Kaspersky was just applying too much pressure over the top of main. I'm sure we'll see Device sort of adjust to what NiP are throwing at him outside, because like you said, it has been very aggressive. Yeah, and I mean, despite the fact that they haven't had success in winning the rounds off of those aggressive plays, it does make you a little bit more on notice as that outside defender. It changes the timings of the positions you play. It changes the positions you play to begin with in terms of where that aggression is initially going to come from. This time it's Wrinkle jumping up on towards Silo. Device, that's not 3.0. Missed shot, but Hooksy recovers.
Gets the opening kill for the first time here for Astralis. It's snappy to trade it back though on Stair, and that opens up a bit of a weakness towards ramp. We heard Maui talking about how Stair has been a rock for Astralis, and that's a big reason as to why he thinks they're going to win today. We'll keep eyes on Stair.
Wondering if that's a mistimed play with him pushed in towards the smoke break as well. It didn't seem like Stair was really ready for the fight that was going to come when the smoke cleared. Yabi really the only defender at this upper bomb site at the moment, so Astralis has put some weakness here to strengthen other parts of the map, but NiP is going to come right back and attack into it.
Minute 5. Yabi waiting on this hut swing. Here's the utility being used towards door. Here goes Shush out first. Yabi committed, aggressive, losing the fight against Kaspersky. That's the site opened up here. NiP 4v3 again. Matches flank, the only thing that can happen. And Kaspersky is showing us some of that stage 1 form here. Fantastic work again as he pushes forward. Device finally ends him, but the round, it's done.
That's a lot to ask of Yabi, and he's forced into that play to get aggressive in towards hut. He hears the execution, the sound cue of all the utility for the walkout door. He knows if he waits too long, he's just going to get killed from the blind side. Forced into that play. Good job from Kaspersky with his double kill. And once again, Astralis just has to back off. So at least maintaining these weapons and haven't experienced that economic punish whatsoever yet. Is Hooksy actually going to go for this?
No.
Oh my God, he is.
Oh my God, he's going to stick it. Hooksy on.
He might have it.
There's the swing, and he comes off. Rifle to the kill on Shush instead. Hooksy gives it a good go to be the ninja on the server against the ones in pajamas.
Fair play to Hooksy. A nice attempt, and good job from Shush, staying close enough back and being the hero to come get him off the defuse. There's the push, the double kill from Kaspersky. That was the last point of danger in the round, was that flank. He handles it. And obviously the attempted ninja as the bomb goes off. Second round for NiP.
Yeah, didn't catch them sleeping in the end.
I imagine this is going to be a timeout from Astralis because their money is going to be pretty busted after that round. Losing 4 players, 2 rounds lost in a row. So I think they want to talk things over because this might be the last buy they have for some time. Device saving the op a couple rounds in a row means he's got money built up, but nothing special. Nothing that's going to help the team overall moving forward. Might be an extra op down the road. But after this, Astralis might have to sit back on pistols if they can't convert.
Obviously, most of the output here from Kaspersky throughout this entire first half. The rest of his teammates on 1 or 2 kills. He's on 6.
Outside of the aggressive plays to start rounds from NiP, the openings that they've gotten have been Yabi pushing in towards Squeaky, Stair pushing up ramp. Astralis probably in that timeout had the conversation of, okay, let's not do these aggressive plays anymore. Yeah, we've given them 2 rounds in a row now of opening kills that they've converted. So let's just settle down and force them to be the ones to make the action into our setups instead of trying to be disruptive. Utility dropped for the wall outside. Snappy's going to chuck that out. A change-up, though. It's not a massive bodies that are going to be walking behind it towards Secret. It's only 1 player outside. That's going to be U-Jerks. Might try and set up in a position to wrap in towards Mini. Cut off the outside players from being involved in the defense while the rest of his team hits the upper bomb site.
Yabi, U-Jerk's gonna go down, no problem. Magis is sending off the back of the site, tickled in the fire, into the fight in the open. Shush's gonna win it. Yabi can't get a multi-kill, but Stair sets himself up with distraction. It's a kill on Wrinkle, and Stair still stands. Bomb is loose. Kaspersky's still alive, and so NiP have a shot at this as Kaspersky rips open Hooksy. Shush had the kill towards Heaven, and now Device in a 1v2. 25 seconds left. As that bomb starts to get planted, Device edging ever forward out of Heaven. Bomb plant not committed to, but regardless, Shush has the follow-up. It's the Shush-Kaspersky combo getting NiP another round.
Astralis is way too eager to get involved in those fights at that stage. Stair trying to kind of sneak into the upper bomb site just after he'd taken a couple jiggle fights out into the bomb site. I think it's Hooksy behind the smoke in towards Main, who's trying to get in when Kaspersky breaks it open. Astralis really trying to force the issue at Felton this round, and they get punished massively for it. 2 versus 3 won by NiP. They've got 3 in a row, and now they've broken the economy of Astralis.
Well, Device, you mentioned that money has to play with the rifle this time, with the rest of his teammates on pistols. NiP doing a great job here. You know, I thought it was going to be difficult for them. You know, losing out in the all 3 of the first 3 rounds here on the T side of Nuke, you're going to have to win gun rounds, and that's what NiP are doing.
Yeah, I mean, it can be so intimidating losing the pistol round, losing the second round conversion, and then the first gun round, especially in a best of 1 MR12. But NiP have evened things up. They've taken that advantage away from Astralis. And they're really starting to work the map. They're really starting to outplay Astralis from a tactical level as well in this little streak.
Jerks towards Hooksy. Should be no problems here. Unless Stair can get something special in the Deagle, but then as soon as he gets the opportunity, Kaspersky comes out of decon anyway. That will be a tie game. 4-4. NiP getting into things on Nuke. I like that NiP have been willing to play Nuke against Astralis in this opening game. I think during that first stage, you've got to have picked up some confidence if you're the Ninjas. Yeah,
that would be my point as well. NiP outside of, I mean, qualifying through, and you have like their long road they've been on this whole year as well. There's it's an easy speech to make if you're Snappy of all the work that we did across the year to actually qualify for this major, the run they had, the recovery they had to qualify through in stage 1. Yeah, there's reasons for this team to be comfortable in this matchup, especially knowing Astralis is coming in a little bit cold. So NiP looking good in this 4-round run, and we'll see how long they can keep it up.
Terrorists win.
Yeah, it's got to feel pretty rough here for Astralis. You know, winning the first 3, just looking so rough in the gun rounds, though.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to tell, right? I mean, the 2 rounds they lost where they made some aggressive plays and push, like that's just going to happen. That's the nature of calling that kind of a round. That's sort of the danger.
50-50 in terms of whether you're going to lose that kill or not, but the fact that they lost all of those aggressive moves.
I just think the fact that NiP was able to get a lot of those outside as well, like find Device, pick him off, that's the more worrying thing. He's going to have another chance with the AWP. Almost missed the angle, so has to duck down in danger as the bullets whiz in. And once again, behind this smoke wall, NiP's going to walk, but this time they change it up again. Into garage we go. Device in the open. Fast shot onto U-Jerks. There's 1 more in garage, though. It's Snappy.
Yeah, detected how much ground they've actually lost. NiP willing to move forward. Device going to be high on alert. You know, figuring out whether or not Snappy's got aggressive as well.
Yeah, but what Snappy's doing right now is going to hit the pause button. He's in such an advanced, strong position to be in, even in a man-down situation. He's basically waiting for his teammates to create something on the map, an opportunity, give attention, take out the ramp player if possible, and that's going to force Device to move where he can pounce.
Well, that ramp player is Stair, and Device has moved. He's been taken down by Snappy, but Stair stepping up in his stead. A good double towards the ramp room. Match is getting involved as well. We've got Wrinkle 1v3 all of a sudden, and it is the Rock of Stair that keeps Astralis in this round.
Yeah, and he's got the bomb as well. If he can just get it planted, it actually might prevent Astralis from even saving the AWP as well. Magisk has his eyes on that for the moment. So Wrinkle, oh, door open. Gonna tap it, see if anyone peeks. Hooksy, a little bit of a jiggle, but now Yabby's here.
Well, he's gone to fight Yabby. Separated these into 1v1 fights, just couldn't win any of them. And that is Stair saving the day. Device gets the opener, gets removed by Snappy, but Stair stands strong in the ramp room.
That's well managed. That can be a tricky situation scenario to deal with as Snappy takes out Device. You can easily lose track of that player, but because of this double kill from Stair, no one from Astralis feels they have to panic rotate, gives them time to assess the situation. And Astralis regained the lead, 5-4 on the CT side of Nuke. AWP still in the hands of Device, 8-4 for him.
Oh, Yabby burning away. Shush getting rid of him. Opening kill here for NiP as they try and stay accelerated with Shush. Hooksy's coming through the smoke and Shush is ready for it. Hooksy gone, the ramp room under pressure. And Magisk only getting the 1 kill here for Astralis, going back again. Unable to get a second, but Stair certainly will.
Okay, Stair, if you can stay alive back here, but you're the only one. I don't think NiP really want to attack into this. A strong position Stair's entrenched in. This is a round where NiP really take advantage of the chaos they're causing.
Oh, Device just has no idea right now where Shush has gotten off to. He's climbed all the way up heaven, clearing out the A bomb site, not seeing anybody. His device now decides to go down lower.
Yeah, well, the bomb is down in that lower bomb site, which is the problem. NiP's, letting this clock kind of burn down 1 minute. They want to see if they can find anyone in rotation making a mistake, but that opportunity has disappeared. Now they have to discuss the way to get this bomb as that clock runs low. No smokes to cover them to pick it up. No Molotovs to flush anyone out into the open. They're going to have to piece this together the old-fashioned way. 35 seconds on the clock as half a minute has burned away.
Here goes Device. Great shot through that window. Shoe's gone. Now down to just 2 players from NiP, but those 2 players still fighting on. As Snappy removes Stare and puts it all onto Device. 22 HP for the AWPer, and a retake of this lower bomb site when you've just been smoked out. It just doesn't feel likely at all or possible. Device still hanging around. He's going to go over towards Decon.
The smoke at least makes them think that he could be waiting it out.
Sure, but the door's closed. The problem is, and he opens that up, they know exactly where he is, and he's going to be just taken down by Wrinkle. So, NiP recovering the round that. Just a nice pause, not wanting to commit down into lower into Stare again.
Yeah, really well done. And I mean, Stare even changing up his position, also not knowing what was going to be coming at him, put himself in a tough spot, left eye swing behind those boxes. But this round is all Shush. Yabi didn't do any damage inside that Molotov, and Shush was well aware of the plays that Hooksy likes to make coming through that smoke in main. Shuts it down before it can do any damage. Back to pistols we go for Astralis. Device again with the only rifle on the board. This time it's just a FAMAS. This is an excellent half shaping up for NiP. Losing the pistol, losing the first gun round, and still putting 5 rounds on the board on your T side of Nuke is actually an incredible result. And they may be even able to build more upon it. Once again in an anti-eco, traversing to the lower bomb site is NiP. Astralis losing that FAMAS outside. Nobody shifts downstairs, no information on it. Nobody's in position to do anything. So Shush will grab some low-impact exit kills in garbage time, but they all count on the scoreboard. 9 kills for Shush thus far in the game.
Yeah, now joined up with Kaspersky. So Shush really has been the sort of second player to show up alongside of him in multiple rounds now. Yeah, happy with the AK. Not able to inflict much hurt with it whatsoever. Wrinkle to take him out. Now Stare, now spotted in the vent. They know exactly where he is. He'll climb up the ladder right to his death. Shush waiting and handles 3.
I wouldn't be surprised going into this last round if we see Astralis on the CT side go back to some of that aggression. I don't think it's necessarily going to be like an individual. I'm thinking more of like a team-wide lobby crunch. I feel like, so they've just getting steamrolled, it feels like, for these past like 5-6 rounds. Haven't been able to string 2 together. It might be time to just kind of take matters into your own hands and start being that disruptive team, and don't let NiP work the map the way they've been able to.
Now, Ted during that video segment was talking about how Astralis have had their T-side issues on Nuke, right? We've seen that back at Pro League. They were barely winning any rounds whatsoever. So we know that's definitely something that's
It's a nice way of saying that they didn't win any rounds.
Yes, it is a beautiful way of saying that. Well, recently they have been improving over the last couple of weeks. The performances on Nuke have been solid, but we're talking about, these gun rounds haven't looked pretty, Jason. This is NiP going to be either taking the lead or tying things up. It's looking so crazy just in the gun round department that you're going to have to do a lot of work moving on to that second half on the T side.
Yeah, and also add in the pressure of the major, the pressure of this best of 1, the pressure of you getting like just mopped up for rounds and rounds in a row. Are you going to be able to bring back the excitement and the focus? Looks like an upper pop from NiP coming in very, very quickly here on a timing.
Well, is it going to be a tie game at the half? Will NiP take a lead as Utrecht's charging out into the site? He's got 1 on Yabi. Shoots to follow up here for NiP. And once again, it's Astralis held out, having to go for a retake. Stare taken down as he pushes back into lobby. NiP show some power on the T side in these gun rounds. They may have had a slow start,
But they grow into it, and it was Kaspersky all along at the start of the half, and then he had a few more of the supporting cast show up for the Ninjas.
Those 2 early rounds of individual pushes from Astralis members and Squeaky Door, that was Yabby stair pushing ramp back in like rounds 5 and 6. That's what gave NiP the start, to get their foot into this game, and then they've just been sprinting the whole way through. NiP haven't stopped, haven't slowed down. A phenomenal T-side on Nuke from the Ninjas, 7-5 lead. We'll be right back with the second half. All right, welcome back to Budapest. NiP with a narrow lead, 7-5 over Astralis here on Nuke. They've gone into Astralis' home map. They've gone into the Lion's Den, and they've come out on top in that first half. Now we get to see what their defense is going to look like. Is it going to be a cakewalk, or Astralis, are they going to fight back?
Yeah, I mean, this is looking incredible from NiP so far, and we know Astralis have had some struggles on this T side recently of Nuke. Well, let's see if it's going to be a disaster in the opening map of Astralis' returns to the Major. Well, if they can somehow get the job done. Looking for both pistols here. Udrik's going to be waiting in the ramp room. I'm going to be coming at him quite heavily here.
He's the only one, so he'll drop down if he feels too much pressure.
Well, he's looking for one to peel away, and then he can't get that kill, so he will drop down into the site. Astralis charge into the ramp room. They've got that space.
You've got the space, but now what do you do with it? Do you want to commit all the way? Oh, yeah, they do. Udrik's now playing dark.
Not landing any of these shots, though. Yabby just keeps running at him. Udrik's is gone, and this is the site overtaken by Astralis down lower. Kaspersky, though, lying in wait, and he can be a player that sort of flips his back in NiP's favor, but they just closed the door in his face, and there's nothing he can do about that. So Shush to drop stair, and we've now got 3 players up for NiP, having to pull off a retake eventually. That bomb plant not secured just yet, but looks like it'll go down soon, and with that kill from Hooksy and Magisk, it's not even required.
It's kind of a cool pause, right? Because Astralis is really only attacking with 3 players. They have 2 lurkers set up in the map, so they just wait inside the bomb site to allow those lurkers to get into a better position to close the gap, see who they can catch in transition. It's beautifully done. It makes the round a lot easier from here. Snappy in a 1 versus 4. So Astralis is going to win both pistols in this game. We'll see if they can convert the second round after the pistol. But
as far as MR12, the best of 1 goes, Jason, that's usually the winning recipe.
That's usually a big key to winning the game, is both pistols and both conversions. Good shot from Yabby at the end of the day. But now a big test for Astralis on this T side. If they can convert this second round, that'll be nice to get another good start and a half. A little bit of frustration for Snappy, but starting to think ahead of what the rest of these rounds are going to look like, how they want to play the CT side. Scout is out on Wrinkle. Looking for a jump over the boxes.
Yeah, if Wrinkle can get a couple of tags here, his pistols become a lot more deadly, soften up those opponents. Stair just clearing close boxes, making sure no one's around here. No one's gone aggressive from NiP. And they are quite passive, in fact, in behind these smokes.
No, but this could be a really nice tag for Wrinkle if he's able to manage it. Soften him up for the Deagles, for the 5-7s. Hasn't seen anything clean yet, and now he's really boxed in.
Yeah, he's under a lot of scrutiny at this point over towards CT spawn. Udrix's bodyguard ripped away by Stair. Good shot from Wrinkle. Sustains heavy damage though, and he'll retreat back all the way to the forklift.
That's the problem, is even though you get that kill, now you're basically neutralized out of the round, and Astralis is going to know that. Let him sit in secret. Don't even have to attack into him. He's way far out of the action.
Well, nice shot from Kaspersky. That's going to be Hooksy down. Kaspersky going for another one, but cleared out by Stair. Shush doing some work here for the Ninjas. And it's a 2v2 all of a sudden, but both remaining NiP players are incredibly low, and they've got an AK, so we'll see what Wrinkle decides to do with this.
Might as well just go give it an attempt, especially if that 5-7 kill needed to be there, but now a one-on-one.
Yeah, Wrinkle somehow got the kill. Now it's down to Stair to try and win this. He's got the health advantage. Can Wrinkle get it done? The answer to that is no, as Stair stays composed to win out the 1v1.
Yeah, big-time clutch. I think that was the clutch Device got as well in the first half, was winning a 1 versus 2 in the second round to make sure that they kind of converted and moved on with the economic advantage. Happens again in the favor of Astralis. But NiP apply a lot of pressure there. Good work. In a low buy round, they'll be pleased with that, even in the loss. But now you have to sit back and save.
Important round for Astralis if they lose a force buy like that. Mentally breaking, obviously, huge effects in terms of how the second half starts. But Astralis now given the opportunity to take a 3-0 start in both halves now. Result in them reclaiming the lead of the map.
Deep smoke for windows, for lockers. Showing they want to wrap outside. Good kill from Magis dropping down, and it's going to be a lobby crunch in rebuttal from NiP as they lose outside part of the map. And even backing away from lobby as well. So Astralis is infested all over the map. That's a lovely shot with the Deagle. It didn't even look like he stopped.
Yeah, that just looked like a straight-up drive-by. Magic's gone happy about that, I'm sure, but it's not going to cause too many problems, at least for now. Kaspersky, though. Let's see what he can do. Hooksy's coming close to the Mac 10. Kaspersky, bit of an awkward angle here for Hooksy, but Kaspersky needed the shot to land immediately. Couldn't be accurate enough, and Hooksy takes him down on the Mac 10. Now I've got Wrinkle lying away, giving away his position, going for some awkward jump shots now. And here goes Astralis clearing out the upper bomb site, realizing there's a lot of pressure down lower. I don't want to get involved in that, but here's the 5-7, and there's a headshot. Another one down on lower as well. Wrinkle removed Hooksy, so all of a sudden, it's NiP with a player advantage, and they have to recover that bomb. Udrix is here, the Deagle, landing shots, but not kills just yet. Shush has gone down inside of the hut, but the Molotov this late into the round, that can really cause problems. He's just going to hold it. He's just going to hold it for the final 10 seconds here, sends it on in. Stair has to move off, go around the back of the site and commit to it now, but Wrinkle can't get to position. Yabby saves the day, but that is down to the final seconds of the round.
Yeah, that's a lot of panic going on in there for Astralis. So well managed in the situation, though. You can't really calm perfectly when rounds are breaking down in that fashion. NiP doing a really good job of not making any round easy for Astralis. No. And they've kept the money low in this 3-round run to start the second half. That's the important thing. Even without the wins, 4 kills in round 2, 3 kills in round 3, you've set them up, Astralis, to be out of money as soon as you can win. And Wrinkle's got the op here in the first gun round. Playing very passive outside towards the single box of CT spawn. A quiet opening from Astralis. Smoke wall is up outside. They'll replenish if they want to cross.
There's the bomb crossing. There goes Hooksy. That's a big issue.
Yeah, now they have to cross back, and if they don't do it before those smokes fade, then they're in even more trouble. Wrinkle actually just put a huge wrinkle into this round.
Yeah, and now Udrek's going to have to drop on down. 55 seconds left. Wrinkle, real problem, but that flash is effective. Device has been able to get the bomb back.
Yeah, but he can't cross back. I mean, this strat is just ruined. Now Astralis have to put together an entirely new game plan. It's been ruined by Wrinkle. And they've only got 40 seconds to find the solution. Bomb is disconnected. And there goes Magisk, and all the confusion of trying to figure out how to recover this, they're losing track of everything.
Yeah, 30 seconds on the clock. Such limited time as well for Astralis to maneuver themselves into a bomb site. This feels really good for NiP here. As soon as the guns have come out, a problem for Astralis. Yabi starting to make his way to the ramp room, but eventually they've got to accelerate and try and get past. Snappy's already rotated down. Udrek's with him. They hear the steps. They know this is the last-ditch effort. Here comes Udrek's trying to stop it. The bomb desperately trying to stay alive on its feet. Time is the problem. Not enough of it. They can't plant. They can't win the round. And NiP will tie up the game again.
Damn, that's a lovely round from NiP. Who would have known that one kill from Wrinkle would have been the biggest impact in the round? I mean, just I'm assuming a mistake from Astralis of someone in that initial group who crosses towards Secret forgetting to have the bomb, dropping it back towards spawn so that Snappy had to pick it up. Or, I mean, excuse me, Hooksy had to pick it up. But having to go back and recover that when you've used all your smokes already to cross 2 layers of smoke walls outside, that's just devastating. That's something that builds frustration as well, a mistake like that. And NiP keep 3 players on the board in a round win, so money starts to grow for the CT side. And Astralis, due to the damage taken in rounds 2 and rounds 3, they're going to have to save. And this is a really early time in the map to burn your final timeout. Astralis can't pause the game any longer after this.
Oh, they witnessed what happened in that first half once the guns came out. Pretty much everything went wrong. They were barely able to get any of the gun rounds going their way. So, don't want to let that happen again. You mentioned the money problems for Astralis, the fact that NiP, even in those eco rounds, were able to keep things close and the damage consistent. Astralis are at breaking point already. Concede this round and you're out of money, and it's not like they're coming to the fight with everything they want. Still got a Tech 9 in here, a Deagle for Yabi, Galil for Magisk. Tough start here for Astralis once the guns have come out. Second wave of utility tossed out.
A deeper wall, though, that keeps vision out towards Big Garage, so Snappy's got to stay tucked in. Hasn't seen anything just yet. Udrek's has played ramp room without a whole lot of support most of this half. It's going to happen again. First kill is there. More players to follow up. Here comes the swing, and he can't handle Hooksy's Tech 9.
Yeah, Hooksy getting the trade. Wrinkle once again. A great shot. Handles the close pressure. Yeah, Stair just peeks on him. Great reactions. 58 seconds left. We go under a minute. And NiP have the advantage on the defense.
Yeah, but Astralis haven't made their decision just yet. Throwing the smoke out towards single door. They want the defense to believe they're going to be crawling and walking in towards that lower bomb site, but readdressing elsewhere. Shush alone up in the rafters. 3 choke points to worry about. Not an easy position despite the advantage.
Shush waiting in the rafters. Hooksy walking out, bomb at his back. Shush with a sack. Okay. Great work from Shush. That is beautiful stuff on the 3K.
All down to timing. Device hadn't spotted it out, hadn't swung wide enough to clear that position. Lovely work from Shush in the multi-kill. All on his own as well. Astralis, if they could have cracked in, that would have been a very doable post plant, but Shush never lets him get the opportunity. Lovely transfer onto Device at the end as well. And Snappy is fired up. He's been waiting for this opportunity as he helps build this young team of pieces all through 2025 and finally now getting the reward of that hard work.
Yeah, if you think about Snappy, obviously ending CSGO, had finally got a project, a team that was winning trophies. He won his first tier 1 trophy in Dallas and then went on to lose that team and moved over to Falcons.
Old man still got it.
Yeah, and now he had some good performances in the group stages as well, Jason. We got to cast his train game. He had his first 1v3 in over a year.
Yeah, he did.
He had a great rating. I mean, this is a player that isn't obviously known for his fragile ability, but he's peaking at the right time of the year.
I got a chance to talk to him on one of the media days, and just you know, one of the questions that we asked him, all the players, was, you know, what's the one thing you love the most about Counter-Strike? And Snappy's answer was his favorite thing is when you get to the point where you feel like the team is actually coming together, like everyone's on the same page and everyone starts building faith in each other and everyone actually starts working together and all the pieces are falling into place the way you planned it. And he kind of had a smile on his face and is like, it hasn't happened with this team yet. But you can tell he's starting to get that sense a little bit in these games, that it is falling into place, that things are getting better, and that this team is coming together at the perfect moment to have an impact here at the Major.
I'll tell you, that feeling is probably sweeter when it happens at a Major, though, you know, so looking good for NiP all of a sudden. And the fact, you know, it's going to feel great if you leave this game with a win on Nuke against Astralis, with both of the pistols going against you and both of the conversions as well. It's not like, you know, they came close to having a couple of those forced buy wins, but they never actually got the break on them.
Yeah, if you actually close this one out, you're going to look back on it and be like, that's a really tough game with the way that we started each of the halves. For them to recover in that fashion, they went on a 7-1 run in the first half on the T side to close it out. Now stringing two together on the defensive side of things.
I mean, they're favored to get 11 here. This buy isn't great from Astralis. Again, Device has to play with the Tech 9. They don't have money left over either for Astralis.
Oh, there's a little bit of a benefit to Astralis. That's a really messed up smoke from Kaspersky. Bounces deep, kind of turns into a lurk smoke, gives a staging area over to Astralis if they want to take advantage of it. Astralis lining up utility for the upper bomb site. We'll see if it's a pump fake to draw out utility and then a re-exec later on, or if they're just going to go on the first wave.
Here they come out towards the site. Shusha again, continuing his very good map of Counter-Strike here. 18 kills to his name. Wrinkle didn't take that shot. Too quick for his own. Good in the dive down though. The no-scope connects. Yabby's out of there. And Wrinkle just unstoppable at the moment. They're putting pressure on him. And this might be a little bit too much for Wrinkle, having to worry about two angles.
He's got no other options.
Yeah, he has to just try and fight this, and somehow doing a good job. That's the bomb. And Wrinkle can't win it. Device and Magic still fighting on. It's the legacy Astralis players in the clutch, but now it's just Device.
He won a 1v2 in the first half to keep Astralis winning. Now he's got to do it again. The AWP is on the ground if he wants it, but he'll stick to the AK.
Yeah, Utrecht's waiting just around that corner. Device sees the shadow, but can't seize the chance. We've got 30 seconds.
Has the bomb now.
They know where he is. Bomb in his back. Shush just going to hunt him down, getting rid of his fellow Dane. And NiP, a crucial round victory, and it's starting to look like they're going to round out Nuke.
We mentioned Kaspersky was the #2 rated player from stage 1. Absolutely fantastic performance. We mentioned that has to continue, and he's done a great job, but it's Shush who's had the biggest jump up in his level from stage 1 now to this one isolated map. Incredible performance from him. He's done great work. Wrinkle's starting to get fancy with the AWP, and Astralis starting to get really frustrated.
I mean, of course you will. You've had good starts in both halves. This is a map that you would love to go to in a best of one, and Astralis getting their asses handed to them here in the second half from NiP.
Yeah, man, gun rounds have just been all ninjas.
Wrinkle not able to drop Device. Device down on 7 HP to kick off this round, though.
I like how aggressive he's being, though, outside with the AWP. Trying to use that AWP to provide cover for them to cross. Even with low health, he realizes he's got to be impactful with the AWP, so willing to take the risk with 7 HP to grab a deeper angle. Meanwhile, lobby is now controlled by the NiP defense. They know everything happening on the map, and they're going to start getting wrapped upon outside.
Yeah.
So Astralis has got to push forward.
Yeah, frustrating there for Yabby, I'm sure. It's going to be Snappy, another kill, this time through the smoke on Hooksy. Whether it was a smoke break, we'll never know, I guess, until that replay. But Wrinkle just hanging out in the locker room. Under a minute left, he's going to look to the garage, and oh my god, great shot from Magisk. At least a little highlight there.
It's something, but not enough to open up the round. The real question is Device going to want to save this AWP? Ujerks spotted out towards locker. The rifles are doing work. Device has been able to keep a couple players pinned down and from re-peeking, but the pistols can't get anything done. What a sequence from Kaspersky.
Yeah, that's great work. Just shutting them down as they come on through. And for the Ninjas, they know they've got the win right here, right now.
4 rounds, 4 chances to close it out. Remember, Astralis have no timeouts. They burned that third and final one really early on in this half. And now they've got no ability to pause and give Hooksy a second thought, a second voice of Rugga.
I mean, that moment from Yappy's got to be incredibly frustrating. Looks away as that push comes in. His CT side aggression towards door was stopped. He ends up being on the receiving end of it as well. Well, we've got Snappy pushing up towards the red box outside. Fight in the ramp room, going the way of Astralis. Device just
Penetrating through that smoke, Udrex is going to go down. That's a huge opening now in the defense.
Yeah, I think in a situation like this, you just take it as well if you're Astralis. Don't even try and work the map. Don't slow things down and give yourselves a chance to get picked apart. Just take the advantage given to you. And already in that lower bomb site, this is the only thing that can open the round back up. If Snappy wants to continue fighting for this round, it is that flank presence that can do it. His teammates have already, it looks like, called the save. So from here, it should settle. If Snappy gets one more, Wrinkle and Kaspersky are going to hustle back into the fray. Coming in late for this.
Looking to do damage, rip those weapons out of their hands, and the exits going to be very successful.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, he's holding it, but of course not enough time. Okay, we cut back. He scares me for a second, and he's just going for it, but there's not enough time on that defuse to pull it off.
Hey, look, Hooksy went for a ninja in the first half. Snappy's just getting him back. Both of them very close, but no cigar.
I looked up at the defuse. I'm like, Snappy, it's not quite enough time for that.
I know. I wonder how close that actually was at the end of the day.
It might have drawn some people back. You know, that's the other side of things, right? If they hear that defuse coming in, they panic, run back down to the bomb site. Everyone goes up with the bomb, but...
All right, well, second timeout taken from NiP to talk things over. Exist, plenty of experience at the majors himself, part of the legendary NiP 87-0 lineup back in the early days of CSGO. Now coaching his former organization. Taking a timeout just to get everyone calmed down, knowing there's still 3 more opportunities to close out this map, and there's no cause for panic just yet. I think the biggest concern that NiP is going to have in the conversation in the back of their minds, especially Snappy, is how they use their economy. When they start getting close to a breaking point at this stage in the game, you want to maximize the number of buy rounds that you have. So how do you manage that money down the stretch to make sure that you give yourself the most chances to close out the map? Have another buy behind this if they were to lose. But you definitely don't want to go into that last round of the half, your last chance to win the map with only pistols. So timeout comes to a close, 12-9 for NiP, round 22. Full buys for both squads. AWP is out for Wrinkle and Device.
Wall outside constructed, and Astralis going to be moving beyond those smokes all the way down towards Secret. One in the back of Magisk. So some space taking quite quickly here for Astralis. Decisive in terms of the idea, but then the reaction to losing outside and to possibly losing Secret is NiP getting aggressive into lobby, and Kaspersky's already on the T-roof.
Yeah, but I don't think he has any real motivation to be super aggressive on this kind of a flank. You don't want to give up the advantage by trying to go for the uppercut right out of the gate. Kaspersky's got another. Oh, this round feels done, but Snappy, he's the over-eager one. The IGL may be extending too far into the open, and he's giving Astralis a potential door back in.
Let's see if Kaspersky can do anything on this flank, if he can catch Device, but he's got the read. Device looks back, but not ready, not fully. Kaspersky with a surprise attack on Device, and now Astralis realize they've been crunched. They have been flanked, and now spotted. Really important fight out from Magisk.
I mean, look, I know they still got the advantage, and I know NiP's still likely to win this round, but those kills, those deaths taken by Snappy and Kaspersky didn't need to be that aggressive. This could still be just a 5-on-3 where you control everything. Could be a 5 or a 4-on-2 even. They're just going to step through this smoke as time runs low.
Here's the play to get the important kill outside. Let's see if he can continue that impact here, Magisk. 20 seconds on the clock. Now arriving into the bomb site, Shush looks away. Magisk cleared the hut. He's going to hear the steps now. Shush, are they going to be ready for him to be so close to have this surprise on the Magisk again? The impact he is having is certainly being felt, and Udrex to try and win this out. NiP had all the advantages, but Astralis still pull it back.
And that's why you don't make those plays. That's why you don't go for too much. Snappy getting taken down for free, trying to be aggressive outside, but Kaspersky keeping up the fight after making it a 4-on-2. It's so unnecessary, and at this level, those mistakes will be punished. Astralis have given themselves and kept themselves alive, chewing away at the money on the NiP defensive side of things. And this is a sequence of errors from NiP that are gonna flush a new surge of energy through Astralis. Just 2 rounds back now.
Sense of the NiP player trying to force this close. End up having the opposite effect. Overtime a possibility. Astralis trying to shatter NiP's money. These are inexperienced players on the Ninja squad. Let's see if they can compose themselves to close. It's Wrinkle coming through with Yabby, an opening kill for NiP. Information spotted on Stair as well. They know he's just run down Secret.
And that's going to give the timing over to Kaspersky to drop in towards Vents. Huge fight right here.
Oh God, he goes into the open. He offers himself up in Stair with an important headshot again. Here's the steps of Snappy dropping down the vent. You can hear this rotation. It's heavy from NiP. And a kill from Stair gets caught when Nate's busy, but Hooksy comes in to try and equalize. Ujerks is doing what he can to keep his team in position to close the map here in regulation. It's Magis and Hooksy trying to round it out. Can they force this to 11 rounds for Astralis? Magis waiting at the back of the site. Smoke is cleared, and so is he. It's now on Hooksy. Coming back in from the double doors. There's no one on that defuse. Hooksy's down, though, by Wrinkle, who turns. The Ninjas in pajamas come in from stage 1, and they open up with a win against Astralis. The return to the majors for Astralis. Their first map is a loss.
NiP hitting their stride at a perfect moment as well. Coming in, being willing to play one of the better maps for Astralis. And for a team coming in, Astralis, who had high hopes for this, their first time back at the majors in 3 years, that's going to be a stunning defeat that they've taken here. Great starts in both halves, but gun rounds firmly in NiP's favor throughout the entirety of the map.
Absolutely. And now for the Ninjas in pajamas, what are the expectations of them here in stage?